What's up guys, happy Saturday. So today we're just getting into a video, really an update video of the truck build, what's new. I think I'm just gonna go through a whole list again. I forgot what I filmed the first time, so we're just gonna do a whole build walkthrough. And also talk about why I got a Nissan Frontier over something like a Tacoma, any of like the Chevys, GMCs, the Canyon, Colorado, mid-sized pickups really. So we'll go ahead and get started with why did I pick a Nissan? So really, I picked a Nissan because we had a Nissan work van. It was the NV 2500. So this is, I mean, we would load this thing down with all kinds of things, and it was always really heavy going up the Cajon Pass, and that 4.0 V6 out of this thing never let us down. We put in well over 130,000 miles on it. I think we actually sold it with like 180,000, and we didn't even sell it because it had issues. We sold it just because we needed more room, or else we would have kept running that van. But I knew that 4.0 was strong, it was tried and true. So I was like, you know what, I want that 4.0. Also, another reason was, yeah, the Tacoma, absolutely amazing pickup. I love it, I love the way it looks. But coming from, I didn't daily drive one, but my dad had one and I would drive it here and there. I hated the seating position. The seating position in those, your knees are really high up. In these, the seating position, my leg isn't floating off the cushion down here. On the Toyotas, your knees are like up here, you have a gap. So honestly, on long road trips, I was just not comfortable sitting on the, did I say Nissan? I was not comfortable in sitting in the Toyota. The Toyota, the Tacoma, the seat was just so far down right here, it felt like. And they even sell spacers where you put down here on the railing system. So they have spacers that we actually put on that truck because for the same reason, just to fix that position. It just wasn't comfortable. So coming into a Frontier, I feel the seating position is a lot higher up. I don't know if the actual like footwell area is, I want to say, deeper. I don't know that. I feel like it might be because if I'm the same lift height as a Tacoma, I know that my frame rail is a little bit lower, my body itself looks lower. So I always feel like this footwell is just a little bit lower, which also adds to that deep feeling for the legs. Kind of like you get in those full-size trucks. You're sitting in the truck. I feel like in the Tacoma, I got that feeling that I'm sitting on it. This one I feel like I'm sitting in it. I'm in the driving position. The seat is comfortable. So that was another reason I went for the Frontier. Now the interior, I won't lie to you, the second gen, I hate the interior. I do not like it. The steering wheel I got used to now, but I was seeing the 3 spokes and I was like, I don't know about that. But now I'm just used to it. I really enjoy it. It's very analog, old school. You know, everything you need, nothing you don't. And I have seat warmers with this truck. First time having seat warmers in any vehicle. And you could say what you want, but seat warmers, one of my favorite things to have in the wintertime. Yeah, so that's really why I got it. It was just the comfort, the engine, I know it was great, and the 5-speed transmission on it, it's been flawless. It's never kicked once. It's just smooth. It's a good truck. It's a solid platform. It reminds me of like the older 4.0 Tacomas, and the Foreigners didn't change until just now to that same turbo 4-cylinder. But yeah, so that's really why I chose the Frontier. Now, as far as the trim, I have the SV 4x4. Why did I not get the Pro 4X? Honestly, I kick myself to this day for not getting the Pro 4X, so we're not even going to get into that, but this is what I have now. Now, as far as the build goes, we're going to begin with wheel and tire. So I have Raceline Aero HDs. These are a 16x8 -12 offset. So you do get a little bit more, I mean, it has a little bit of poke. You can't see it because I'm running pizza cutters. These are Falcon Wild Peak AT4s, and these are in a 255 85 16. So it's a pizza cutter. I get the 33¼ inch height, and then they're 10 inches wide. So it's a narrower tire. So the reason I did that was because a setup like this, it keeps the weight low. I think this whole setup is running me, this is like 23 pounds. I believe these were like 51, something like that. So I'm relatively lightweight when it comes to the wheel and tire setup. And these are load range C. I know when you go to like a 33, a traditional 33, 35, they jump up to that load range E. So the tire gets much heavier. So the setup's lightweight. It didn't really take a toll on the gas mileage too much. And I think they perform great in sand, dirt, mud. I have yet to try them out in the snow though. So that should be coming up soon in the season. As far as suspension goes, I'm running in the rear. So since we're in the rear, I might as well start here. I am running Ironman 4x4 leaf springs. Now these leaf springs are a 600-pound weight bearing leaf spring with an 1.5-inch lift. Now I was looking left, right, all over the place for what to do in the rear. I was having an issue with the added weight. So I'm carrying anywhere between 200 to 250 pounds on a regular basis. And then when I'm loaded out for a trip, I'm closer to that 300, 350 pound range. So I needed something that can ride great when it's empty and ride great when it's weighted down. So I got the lift out of it that I was looking for, and also it's able to hold the weight up, and it looks great and it performs great too. That's paired up with a Z1 off-road shackle, and that's a greasable shackle. So I'm able to grease it up. If you know, leaf springs, they get squeaky. So adding grease to that really helps that out. And all new bushings, the whole thing. For the front, we're running with, I totally forgot. The shocks in the rear are Bilstein 5100s. In the front, we're running a Bilstein 6112 strut with their stock spring and paired with a Z1 off-road 1.5-inch lift spacer and all dog off-road upper control arms. Now this is what I said about kind of like that Frankensteining, like putting things together. There's not a whole lot of things out that are, I mean, at least at the time I was looking, I had a hard time finding things, and some of the kits were just really expensive. I know All Dog Off-Road does an amazing job putting kits together on the website that you can just order, like the RC Killer Lift if you're looking for something that is just plug and play, really. That's a really good one. But yeah, they have all these kinds of kits, and I was just like, I want something that suits my needs and that I could kind of work off of, and kind of, so that's what I ended up with. Bilstein 6112s up front, so they're a larger diameter, 2.6-inch diameter, and honestly, they perform amazing. I really love them. They do a great job on the big hits. They do a great job on the washboard. Some people might say they're stiff. I came from a lowered, slammed Toyota hatch. I had that thing on BC Racing coilovers, so I was just like, whatever, you know, if I'm driving a slammed car, what's that gonna feel in a truck, you know? So I think they're really comfortable on-road, off-road, and I haven't had any issues with them, really. The reason I'm running the Z1 off-road spacer in the front is because I needed to compensate for that rear lift. Once I had that rear lift on there, with the shackles don't lift it, it was stock, but that rear lift from the leaf springs, I think, maybe like it seemed like 2.5 inches taller in the rear. The brake was crazy. So in the front, I ended up throwing that spacer, and the Bilstein is set at 1 inch of lift. So with the spacer, I'm looking at 2 or 1.25, and then with the spacer, 3 inches, 2 3/4 inches of lift. So yeah, just a quick recap. Bilstein 6112s sitting on top of Bilstein 6112s with a Z1 off-road spacer sitting on top, and All Dog Off-Road upper control arms. Now, and I also have extended bump stops, Duratec, I think, extended bump stops up front to compensate for that extended spacer. So if you run a spacer, you want to have that way you don't crush your coilover, your strut, whatever, into itself. Very important that you do that, something you have to look out for. Now, as far as armor goes, underneath, with the front, we have a radiator skid, engine skid, and transmission skid from Z1 Off-Road skid plates. They do make a transfer case, and they also make a fuel tank one, which I have not really felt the need to get them, and I don't know if I will. Maybe that fuel tank one, I'm not 100% sure. We will see. But that's what I have for that. And then the newest addition, which you guys have seen, was the White Knuckle Off-Road slider. So I have these from White Knuckle Off-Road. I found these on Facebook. Some guy sold his Frontier, so I found a good deal, jumped on them, and then come to find out, they're in Apple Valley, so they're not too far from me. They're local to the HD, which is awesome. So in the future, if I do get something else, White Knuckle Off-Road sliders is probably what I'm gonna go with, because supporting somebody local is awesome. So yeah, I've banged them up already, slid on them, hit some rocks, and they did great. They are bolt-on, and I did have them welded on. So yeah, those are sturdy, they do great. They serve as a step as well, and they have the angle. I don't know what the degree is, maybe like a 20-25 degree angle on these with the slight kick out. So yeah, sliders, those or one of the newest pieces on the truck. Now, kind of continuing with the armor theme, I have a custom high clearance bumper from a friend that was custom made. So this is one of one. Main reason I got hit here, shout out to Dabo for that. I got hit up here, so that meant opportunity to chop the bed sides, remove the rear bumper, and go to something high clearance like this. Now, this is really reinforced, so I have towed jet skis with this. So it's about a 1,500-pound trailer and a half towed, and it does fantastic. Nothing much more to say about that. It is what it is. You see it. I don't think I've hit it on anything because it's just so high up. But yeah, wow, totally forgot my drink. So coming to the rear end of things, we have the aluminum topper, or it's steel actually, very light steel. I don't have a brand name for this. I bought this from a warehouse out here in SoCal. This has a rear glass window and then plain side doors. So swings up. And this, I could honestly say, is one of my favorite modifications on the truck, mainly because of all the things I do with mountain biking, climbing, hiking, all the stuff, camping. I need somewhere to keep my gear dry, safe, and just out of the elements, out of the dust. One thing I hated was pulling up somewhere and having dust all over my cooler, dust all over my, just all my things. It sucked. So going to this has been absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite things. So this does have the gold wing doors that pop open, they fling up, and you could get that cabana mode feature, as they call it, on the GFC. I'm not gonna, call it that, but that's kind of what you get. So it's cool. You can hang out here, especially on a nice day, kick it back here with a little cushion. So yeah, we have that for the top. Now down here, we have a Mountain Hatch USA work platform, flat bench thing. So cooking on this is awesome. You could set your drink down anywhere and it's not going to spill like when you have the little ridges. So that's another thing I did early on too, because if you don't have this, once you get it, you're going to wonder, why didn't I get this sooner? This is really one of my favorite. I keep saying favorite for all the things, but one of the more necessity type items, especially for cooking, getting things prepped. It really makes it a lot more convenient, and it serves as an extra table, an extra workspace, which is awesome, especially when you're limited on space and carrying extra tables, extra this, extra that. This is one less thing you need to carry if you don't want to have a table with you. You have it right on your tailgate. As far as the bed, I don't have anything going on in there, just my gear, really. I used to have boxes bolted. Those are no longer bolted. It's really just my gear all over the place. Everything has a place and everything's in its place right now, more or less. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on in there. There's not much else. These kind of have like this molly thing going on, so you are able to hang things. Sometimes I do have stuff on there. Right now there's not really much there. And yeah, that's it for the topper. We can move on to my lights and the lighting system, you could say, as if you want to call it that. There is not much of it other than ditch lights. Now for the ditch lights, this is one thing that changed. So if you remember, I had the Baja S4s, the Squadrons, and there were the Sports. I changed over to the aux beam for a couple of reasons. I wanted the running light, which I'll show you in a bit. I wanted the running light ability. These also have the side shooters on them. I think these are called the V-beams in a 3-inch, I want to say, or 2-inch. No, 3. 2 or 3. I'll double check and I'll put that there. But yeah, I wanted something that was just a little bit different. And honestly, I'm not racing out of the desert. I'm not going 80 miles an hour out through the desert. I'm cruising down these trails. All I wanted was a little bit of light to the side so I could see around a blind corner. So these do more than enough. With the Desert Off-Road, I have a light mount for the front bumper on order. And I do have another 4 of these that will be going up there. Or 5. 4 or 5, I can't remember. That will be going up on the front. Those are clear, but they're the same. They're the V-beams. I think those are a 5 or 6 inch that I have on order. So yeah, and I have these wired into their switch panel. I think I bought the 8-gang switch panel. So we'll go take a look at that. My apologies. I don't know how blown out this video is looking or how it's going to look, but I have the 6 gang. So I have 6 buttons here. I'm able to click them. I could show you that. Let me fire this up. It was hooked up to my ignition switch. So this lights up. I'm able to click. This is for my ditch light, daytime running light. And you could hook up all the lights you have. If you have them with DRLs, you click that and all the DRLs will come on. If you set it up that way, you could do it however you want. But yeah, I just have this bolted up to my dash right here. Again, Nissan guys want to have all the cool modular pieces like Toyota, but we make it work. And as far as interior, there's not much else going on. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to get better with these shots and be a little more cinematic, you could say. I'm giving a lot more effort on this video, so I'd appreciate if you like it and shoot me a comment. I like to respond to comments. I don't get a whole lot of them, so if you have a question, please let me know, because I had tons of questions when I first got into this truck that I couldn't find answers to anywhere because our community seems to be so small. So any questions you have about these trucks, shoot them my way. I don't know everything and I don't have all the answers, but I can try to give you as much as I know, at least. Which again, not a lot, but I can give you some sort of information. It does everything I need it. It performs great and I'm very happy with it. I think moving forward, there's always future plans. Nothing is ever truly done. Even though I say this is done, nothing's ever truly done. So I think going forward, if I still have this truck in the next like 2 years, this bed setup back here is probably going to be completely different. I have something envisioned. I'm not going to put it out there, but I have this vision. So the rear might look different. Titan swapping is an option. I don't know if I will, just because I feel like it's so capable as it is. And right now, like I said, it's still just my daily driver. I'm just a regular dude. I'm a teacher. I don't make a whole lot of money to just throw at like a new truck, a new Land Cruiser, a TRD Pro, whatever. I don't do that right now, yet. One day we'll get there. But as of now, this is what I have and I'm enjoying it. I'm building it to suit my needs, and you should do the same with whatever you have. Build it up, add something here and there. This has been 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, January. We're in October, coming this January, it's gonna be 3 years that I've had this truck. So it doesn't happen from one day to the next unless you got it like that. But yeah, it's been a process. One part here and there, it does not everything at once, you know. Again, unless you got it like that, more power to you. That's awesome. Maybe one day we'll be there. But yeah, I think if where we're at, I think it's good. It does everything I need it to do, performs. I'm happy with it, truly happy with it. And I always joke about it being the ugly duckling of the mid-sized trucks and it gets left behind, nobody likes it, type thing. But hey, it's my truck and I'm making it look how I want it, and I think it does great. In the future, again, if I still have this, the bed's gonna be different. And if not, I would probably be in a whole new build. Really, I'll tell you guys these. I'm considering something like maybe a Gladiator or just jumping complete full size. Now, jumping full size, this is my daily. So jumping full size, that's gonna come later on because that's something I really want to do, is do a full size build. Just, you know, baby steps, life stages, other things, etc. We won't get into it, but once I'm ready for it, I think a full size would be absolutely amazing. It wouldn't be my daily driver, obviously I'd have a different daily, but I think full size truck is really my goal and dream. Something like a Ram 2500 with a 4-wheel camper on it. That's like my ultimate dream build, goal, whatever it is to me. That would just be absolutely amazing. I'd be able to make so many cool videos with it. Not that that's what I want it for. I want it for me. This is the stuff I love to do. I just like to share it with you guys because I feel like this is something that you could relate to. This is something that, you know, you could go out and shoot a video if you wanted to. Not that I'm big or anything. I have 100 subscribers right now, and I appreciate and thank you to every single one of you. But I think this is cool, you know, coming out here, shooting a quick video, sharing what I have with others. And if you have a Frontier, here's some Frontier videos for you, because I know I'm on YouTube typing up Frontiers all the time, and I don't see a whole lot of stuff. Shout out to Caden Adventures. Shout out to Soft Roading the West. The guys at All Dogs Off Road. I see your guys' content on YouTube all the time. I watch you guys. Really, it's what inspires me to come out here and shoot Frontier videos, because I don't see a whole lot of them. The Instagram pages are awesome too. You know, you have your guys like Not Your Grandpa's Frontier, I think it is. Again, the All Dog Off Road guys, they have their Instagrams. There's this one guy that got a 3rd gen, it's a red one. I don't remember his Instagram handle, but he has a cool one. There's a couple of guys, I don't know their Instagram handles like that, but there's a good community on Instagram of guys with Frontiers that are building them out, doing crazy things. Like that Not Your Grandpa's Frontier, he threw on, I think, like 37s on his Frontier. I hadn't seen that before. I mean, this dude like trimmed up everything, tied and swapped it. Like, that thing's insane. And he's out here wheeling these crazy trails with it. And, you know, that's cool that this platform's getting used. So that's another thing that I'm like, how far can I take this platform? If this is something that I could keep, and I really plan on keeping this, so this could evolve into something crazy if we take it that way. But yeah, I just want to bring some Frontier content to my Frontier friends out there that can't find anything. Because I was like, I can't find anything on YouTube. Might as well make some videos for whoever else is typing up, and nothing comes on there. So here we are. So thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, like the video. Yeah, appreciate you guys. See you guys next time.